Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Dave here from the Bear Pit TV, and today we're back with another preferred 11. This time it's for Manchester City at home. Pep Guardiola's first away game in the Premier League. Should be a fantastic game. If you haven't seen our preview, I put that up yesterday. We spoke to Archie from City Watch, so if you want to watch that, that's in the description down below. We preview the game, we have a quick chat about Manchester City, and a little bit of insight from him about Stoke as well. So that's interesting, that's in the description down below. But now it's time for the preferred 11, so let's begin. In goal is Shay Given. Well, Jack Butland, in the paper, in the Sentinel, it's been saying that he might be coming back, but then Mark Hughes came out in his press conference on Thursday and said, don't really want to rush him, so maybe it's probably most likely that he's not going to start. And Shay Given, yes, he had a shaky first half. A lot of defence had a shaky first half against Middlesbrough. They caused a lot of problems down the wings and with their big tall strikers in the box as well. But he'd grown into the game, and I think he did a lot better in the second half. He showed his experience as well. He kept us in it a few times as well in the second half. So he's a comfortable goalkeeper. I've got no issues with Shay Given starting against Manchester City. So he goes in goal. And then a back four, an unchanged back four. Now that's a bit of a surprise. But Phil Bardsley, Ryan Shawcross, Philip Volscheid and Eric Peters. Now I wanted to change a little bit. I've thought about Jeff Cameron coming in at right back. But I'm not too sure whether he'll actually change anything. But for me, because this is my 11... as I know, let me know in the comments with any changes that you make. But Jeff Cameron for me isn't really a right back. I don't really rate his performances in a right back. For me, he's more of a central player, whether that be in central defence or in central midfield. He's more of a central player for me rather than a right back. So I think Phil Bardsley had one of those off games. Most of the times I've seen him play, he hasn't been too bad. I mean, he's not been amazing. I mean, it would be a lot better if we had Glenn Johnson on that right hand side, but he's perfectly good enough, Phil Bardsley. He gets stuck in, and I think with players like Nolito that Manchester City have got, they've never played in the Premier League, so for someone like Phil Bardsley to take Nolito on, or Raheem Sterling, they're a bit more flair players, and I think if Phil Bardsley goes in with a crunching tackle in the first sort of 10 minutes, sort of how we saw Wilco a couple of years ago with Man United and Ronaldo, if you get in with a tackle first sort of 10 minutes, lets him know he's there, could create a bit of a fear factor for him, and I think that could be quite good against the bigger sides. I don't think Guardiola would be expecting that from Phil Bardsley as well, so I'll put him in there. And then with the usual centre-back pairing, it's obvious that we need someone in. We need to bring another centre-back into the club desperately because we need that cover. I don't think Marc Muniesa is particularly good enough in the centre-back. Maybe he's alright for left-back, but I don't particularly think he's good enough cover. Ryan Sweeney obviously isn't up to it at the moment, so the usual centre-back pairing of Volscheid and Shawcross, and then Eric Peters on the left-hand side. I can't... He's similar to Bardsley, had an off game. I know his performances recently, sort of end of last season and then Middlesbrough, haven't been brilliant, but I don't think who else we could really put in that left-back. For me, Muniesa isn't quite up to it. He's an okay player, but he's definitely more of a backup rather than a starter, and especially against Manchester City, you've got to be fielding your best side. So Eric goes in. Then into central midfield, I'm going to go with a pairing of Glenn Whelan and Daniele Mbula. Now you may be thinking where Joe Allen is, just wait a second because he's coming, don't worry. I haven't left him out. But those two, Glenn Whelan again didn't have a great game, but a lot of people in the team didn't have a great game. You've got to be thinking these are still solid players for the team. It's been one game into the season, you can't judge a lot of people. So I think Mark Hughes will look at Glenn Whelan and think, yeah, I'll put you in, you're a solid player, trustworthy. And we know he fits fine in that defensive midfield role. With Daniele Mbula, who looked fantastic at Middlesbrough, he was probably the main highlight from the game in terms of our team. Daniele Mbula looks like he could be the real deal this season for us if he carries on like he was at Middlesbrough, taking people on, powering down the pitch with the ball and spraying it out to the wings. And maybe he needs to take a few more shots, because there were points where he could have had a crack at goal and it could have gone into screaming into the top corner. But if he can add that to his game, he could have a fantastic season for us. Now he slots in that central midfield role. Now on to our front four. On the right hand side, obviously Xherdan Shaqiri saved us with that free kick. Brilliant free kick as well. You probably saw that by my reaction in the matchday vlog as well. That I quite like that goal. So yeah, he goes in on the right hand side with Marko Arnautovic on the left, who needs to improve a little bit. To me, he didn't look too interested. He took a couple of chances and didn't really do much with them. He needs to improve a bit and just get up to speed, I think. I think the Euros probably had a bit of an effect, but I think now he's at Stoke now. He needs to start performing. He's signed his contract, so I think he can start kicking on now. But in the central attacking role, well, sort of a bit behind, will be Joe Allen. I think for me, we've got to try him somewhere, and I think the 10 minutes he got, he looked okay, but you can't judge a player on 10 minutes he got away at Middlesbrough when there was nothing much in the game. Should have been played through by Jonathan Walters, but that's that game. So yeah, I'll try Joe in that more attacking role. I know he doesn't have a lot of goals to his game, but he's definitely got the quality in terms of chance creation, that sort of thing, that we look for in a Stoke side, and I think he could be quite good feeding our striker that we've got in this game, which will be Bojan. For me, I'm going to go with that sort of false nine that we played against Manchester City last year and a lot of the bigger teams. We're at home. I don't think Mame Diouf did enough for me, but that's personally, in my opinion, he didn't get enough service. But I don't think in this game we'll be providing many crosses either, so Mame Diouf gets to the bench for me. So I'll go with Bojan, because I can see us trying to play around Manchester City. So I'll go with Bojan up top, and that completes my 11. So leave your 11s in the comments down below. Interested to see whether you'll play Joe Allen or put him in more of a defensive role and drop one of the other two as well. I'll be interested to see that. Let me know who you're putting in your teams in the comments down below. But if you have enjoyed the video, guys, leave a like down below. Leave a comment, as I said, about any of the teams that you want to pick, or any of the comments that I've made about the team. Leave them in the comments box down below. If you're new and you have enjoyed the video, be sure to hit subscribe. And as always, guys, cheers for watching.